One of my all-time favourite destination WA stories was filmed in a place that I knew by another name. Now, this place, well, it's on the maps. You would have known it as the Burrup Peninsula, but I learnt it as another name, a place that's right on the edge of the Dampier Peninsula, not far from Karratha, and home to our nation's greatest ever art gallery. This is Murujuga National Park. It's on the edge of the Indian Ocean these days, but over 50,000 years ago, it was 100+ kilometres from the ocean's edge, as the Ice Age had frozen more water at the Earth's poles. And there were people living here, probably very large populations, and they carved well over 1 million petroglyphs into the hard mineral-rich rocks that lie here. Today, the park is run by the Murujuga Rangers, traditional custodians, and they now offer an interpretive tour, which is so much more insightful than just wandering the rocks by yourself. And this area contains one of the densest concentrations of rock engravings in Australia, with some sites containing thousands or tens of thousands of images, as well as artefacts and ceremonial and mythological sites.
Some of the art that's depicted out here, megafaunas, for example, you know, that period was anywhere between 15 to 17,000 years ago, so that gives you a bit of an idea about how long people have been living here.
Who were the people that carved this?
You had the Yabarara people and the Ngarama people living here together, so a lot of the art was done by the people that lived in the area. With Aboriginal people, we don't have a written history, but we do have an oral history or verbal history, if you like. With petroglyphs, though, they are the only written history, I'd say, so people recorded things like animals, you know, what they would have seen day to day, also what they get up to, so their ceremonies and whatnot. So to us, yeah, it's a form of written history as well.
Many people make the mistake of driving around the Burrup Peninsula and Murujuga and looking at these huge piles of rocks, thinking that somehow or other they were man-made, they were put here as a result of mining or something else. But that's not how it is at all. These were just mountains of rock, but this rock is so full of minerals, it's so hard that when it got cold or when it got hot, it would continually crack, breaking off chunks of rock to form these massive piles. And that's how you get this incredible landscape that you find here now. Murujuga National Park is an absolute must-visit for anyone who loves culture or art. And there's no better place to see petroglyphs carved by people 30 to 50,000 years ago on the planet. Now, I've just come down from the top and there's a carving up there I'd love to show you, but I can't show you, and it's for cultural sensitivity reasons. It was done 20, maybe 30,000 years ago. It depicts a humanoid creature with a tail with a fork on the end and horns on its head. Now, if this was done in the 10th century or the 12th century, it would be a classic European depiction of the devil. I don't understand how 30,000 years ago they could have carved into the rock something like that, something so unique and so different, when there were no animals on the Australian continent that had horns.